Hi guys, Alan here in the shed. Just a couple of things. Congratulations to Alan at Leighton Junction. Get it right. Big Al, yeah, at Leighton Junction. He's reached 500 subs, so top man. He's got a lovely little layout. He's got some great stuff, and his son helps him out. So he's one to watch, one to keep an eye on. And the other one is a very big thank you to Somerset Andy for giving me a shout out. So I'm giving a shout out to Somerset Andy. Another great little layout. So just one to keep an eye on, you know, he gets stuff and does stuff. Now, this week it's all about building the Castle Hall, this new kit from Metcalf, okay? And it's just one little thing I'd like to point out before I show you. See, that's the hall there. We'll see these add-ons here, that piece there. These are separate kits. You only need to do that there, these add-ons, you need one of them, but two of them, okay? Because they're sold separately, if you just want to do that little finish job there. I believe you can buy the whole lot, the whole castle, for about 60 quid-ish, okay, depending on where you get it. So this film is about me building this, alright? This is the kit, alright? All went together perfectly well. I'm quite happy with it actually. You know, it's partially weathered. You know, it's got some moss colouring on it and darker colouring, but it all went together perfectly. Like I said, you don't need a lot of that glue because that's what it's designed for, these type of kits. But that's basically what it is. What I got to do now is lacquer it so the moisture doesn't get at it in the shed here. So I've got to spray it with lacquer to give it some sort of protection. Well, that's what it's all about. It's not a how-to. It's not, this is how I do it. It's just I'm showing you, I'm reading the instructions, putting a few parts together, and that's the outcome. Okay? Because there's one or two did ask about, they'd like to see it being built, but to watch everything, it'd take about 6 hours. It takes about 6 hours to build that, providing you're confident enough and you understand the Metcalf way of doing things. Okay? Because you build things for a later part in the construction. Gives time for things to dry and harden up and whatever. Alright, so without further ado, we'll get into the film, okay? So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. Right, got them all laid out here, so we're going to have a go at building this. So we'll follow the instructions and I'll try and film it as I go along in bits, okay? This is part of the inner, so you glue a card in there and you fold that round and glue to the edges. Now these parts go in here like this, and these are the supporting blocks which you put in there. So I'll go ahead and do that. So at this point you put these levels in. This one, the last one, you don't fix yet. That's comes afterwards. Okay, and then that goes on there and that gives it that. But that one you don't fix in yet because you've got a window to slide into there. So you leave that one loose. And you put this to one side. And by the looks of it, we put some windows together here. Okay, so we got to glue some windows together, which I've pre-cut the windows out off the plastic card sheet, and you've got to mount them. Okay, so I'll come back shortly. The other thing I want to point out, because I'm cutting out the windows here, if you look here, yeah, got to cut this out now. That is your cut line where the arrow is. this is all pressed out, but you got to cut that there. There's small tabs that holds all that in, just if you're unaware, that's all. And basically you just, there's a little slot where you stick your knife in, just cut through and it pops out, see? Put the card one side, and it always tells you here, it's a door positioning jig, this. It says fold back and glue. So this is for, again, for adjusting the door when you lay in the door. I mean, this rocket card glue's good stuff. It doesn't take long. Okay? And you end up with an odd shape. But that's for setting up your doors. Okay? So it's a jig. That's a jig for later. Alright? Don't forget to put your top back on the glue in case you knock it over or it dries up on you. So I've cut all the windows out, and now we move on to the next half of these windows where we've got to make them up. Because if you look at the kit here, there's 3 layers. Okay, there's a printed side which I've just done, there's a glazing one, and there's a backing. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Now it's telling me at this point, because I've cut these out ready, they're out ready, okay, which is it corresponds to that one there, right? The laser cut sheet is like a thin MDF, and if you look at the shape, yeah, well, they're there, 11 of them, which is supposed to be, and 3 there. You just pop the centers out, basically. All right, but that's all you do. So keep the bits getting in the way. Go, and there's another bunch here. There you go. Obviously they didn't like to be cut. Some did, some didn't. There we go. All done. So that's the laser cut sheet for later. There's all the backing, and here's all the windows. Now according to that, there's 3 layers. You've got the outer frame, you've got the laser cut frame, and your glazing, and you've got to put them together so you end up with one unit. Okay, so I'll carry on with that. Right, at this point I've practiced. I got practiced with 10 up to now, and this is glue and glaze. Okay, because I'm using the plastic components, and it's literally 4 little drops. You don't need any more. This is face up, so the shiny side's your side, what you're looking at. Place the window into the laser cut component, and as you can see, as you squish it down, it spreads out, so you only need 4 little dots. And if you've got a few seconds to adjust it, you can see through the back on the frame, okay, where it's got to be in the right place. Now it's 4 little dots, and you can see all this glue spread out, and it's basically, you're not squeezing this, it's just gravity fed. Okay, and that's all it is. Four little drops. If I can show you before I put the top on. 4 little drops like that, and then put the window frame on the top there and just line it up, give it a bit of a squish, and you have about 5-10 seconds to get it right, which you should do. And there's the finished part. Okay, so the glazing is in the middle, sandwiched in the middle. All right, and there's my 11 windows, which I need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. Right. Find my lid. Put my lid back on, and we won't get screwed up. Let's have to read the instructions now for the next one. This point of the film, I've just fitted the door, okay, and this is where this jig comes in, because it goes underneath like that, and it sets the door height, because you've got to have a gap here. Okay, it's quite confusing there, because it jumps from the inner frame to the outer frame, and it's, I don't know, I keep missing something here. I think I'm missing something, but anyway, that's where we're up to on the outer frame now, and we've got to fit windows and doors. So I've done the door anyway. That looks alright, and it actually gives you the option of opening the door actually, so it's not too bad. Gives you that option anyway. Right, let's check out the next page. Right guys, this is where we're up to. This is where I finished off last night. I wrapped it round, and you've got a door in the back, door in the front, and all the glazing's in, yeah, in the right places, hopefully. And it sits fairly square. It took a while to, because you're wrapping it around, you have to glue it there, and there's not a lot to glue it to, but it's solid enough, and that's the main building. Now I'd just like to point out, it says here, we've done all that, we're up to this part here. It says the battlements. This is where things get fuzzy. Read on with care. Extract the remaining components from sheet A, which are these here. Okay, and then it instructs you how to fit these components together, and you use another little tool which I haven't extracted yet, and you got to place it onto the top of the battlements. Okay, so that's where we're up to. So let me extract a few things and see how we get on. Right, at this moment, now we've taken all these components off here, lined up here. They've all number related. Taking them off the card, and it shows you there, yeah, all that lot there. And then you have to make a little jig, which is on the laser cut card, which is that there, like that. And basically you place it on the surface and you put the components up to it. Okay, so if I do this one, Slide that in there like that. Slide that in there like that. These are the wall spaces, and then the outer wall goes on the outside. And what it does, if I can show you without gluing it, keeps it all neat. All the edges are straight, and so when you remove the jig and it's glued up, you've got some nice sharp edges, yeah? But that's what the jig does. Just makes it rigid while it's gluing. Okay? So I'll go ahead and do the rest of them and then see how that turns out. Just a little thing that's turned up now. What it says, there's you got your printed wall, you got a pink one and a blue one, and what it says is slide the pink one on the base, put the glue on that. Is it the pink one? Yeah. Put the glue onto the pink spacer, and I'm only just dabbing it a few spots. Then you put the outer wall on it, okay? Get that to sit squarely. It's great fun till you start gluing, you know, it all seems simple. Then once that's glued, okay, then you put the blue spacer into the jig, and what you've just glued there goes on top of this, so then there's no issues of the thing moving, and it all should sit quite neatly, as it does. Just have to make sure that it's pretty well square. Like that. Okay, so there's one component all together, and it's got nice sharp edges, nice and neat. That's the whole point of the jig, that your battlements are going to be nice and square. Okay, so I'll carry on with the rest of them. Like I said, you have to use very little of this stuff, otherwise it just oozes everywhere. Okay, what I'll do is show you putting one together. So that's the jig, yeah, and you've got three components. This is the pink part. You slide into the jig, yeah, like that, so you see it's square. Then you put a few drops of glue on, and then you put the wall, the outer wall, on top of that. Square it up in the jig, make sure she's square. You've squeezed them together, pull that out. You put the blue one in, make sure she's flat on the deck. So you've got the outer wall and the pink one is glued. A few drops on there, slide the wall on top of there, because the pink and blue are spacers to give you the right thickness. And there you go. And then all you got to do is let them dry, which doesn't take long. It's only about 10 minutes and it'll be absolutely solid. You'll never get them apart again. But that's the jig. Just two components glued together, and it makes life easier because you've got it all squared off. Okay. Now, according to the instructions, we've got to fit all them components all around the inside of here, and the whole point of it being square is so it all fits in with the outer edge. Okay, fits in nicely. So we've got to read the instructions which one goes where. And as you can see from this, we've just done all that there. Now we're going to place them in to the battlement, and it shows you using a tool, a pair of tweezers, just to make sure they're lined up into the battlement. Okay, and then it tells you which ones go where there. Alright then, and then we move on to another wall then. That's basically finished. This unit here is basically finished. There's the other bits now all add on. It's funny having a door in the middle of nowhere, so there's bits to go on the back. Okay, back in a minute. So there we are. There's the battlements, all done. I can see it myself on camera, can I? Yeah. So all them are in place now. Simple enough. Just once the glue's dried, so you put that to one side. That's that part, and now we move on to this part. It seems simple enough. We'll have a look at cutting it out. Which one's this now? I think it's not that one. It's that one. That component there. Okay. The other little bit I've just made now is this little kit here. It's what they call, well, if I can read it somewhere, East Wing. Something to do with the East Wing, and basically it's just a card, 2 windows and a doorway which you fit into place. So that's another part of the build, and you put that to one side and we turn the page. And there's some added strengtheners to go into that little piece there. There's little pieces to fit down the insides here. And then we move on to this section. There's a few windows in there, and there's some 3 layers of base cards to go in to get it to go round right. And then basically this part sticks to that part, but we'll move on. We'll put these strengtheners in and do these windows in this component here. Okay, I know there's no point in me showing you because that's the boring bits. Alright, and basically that's the East Wing done now. Okay, and all the bases and the roof. Got to put the turrets part on it, but that's another major part done, which eventually go on here like this. It'll fit on there like that when we've done the rest of the bits. But that's how it's coming along. So we'll call it a day at this part now. Time's getting on, and I need to let the glue dry on all that lot. But we're up to page 7, so we've done all that just, which was fairly simple to do, that one. Oh, then it's starting to show you other little bits to do and joining these bits up like I've just shown you. Yeah, basically putting that together like that with a little bit of fettling. Yep, should come along quite nicely, that. At least I got the windows in right on the door. They're all coming along nicely. Like I said, we'll leave that for now because we're moving on to this piece now when it's all starting to go together. and I got another section to build yet. Okay, leave it at that for now. I'll come back in a bit. There it was. I was getting so carried away here. Just gluing this part on here now. This curved section here. Yeah, it's coming along quite nicely, I think. Still got another section to go on yet, but at least that door's not it's not swinging in fresh air anymore. That's one good thing. It's actually it's not too bad. It matches up quite well as long as you get things straight and level, you know. So we're getting there slowly. So I've got another bit to build yet. So back in a minute. I can put that somewhere safe. Don't want it sticking to me track, do I? So at this point of the build, it is now finished. Let me tilt here a bit, come down a bit, there we go. And that's that. Because these are add-on bits to add on to the rest of the kit. But basically that's the haul. All I got to do now is put these stone cappings on around there and the job's done. Alright guys, it's all square, it's all pretty neat, and it looks like the yeah, so you can see it on there. That's all I got to do now is put these stone cappings all around. They're all shaped. It's simple enough. They're all shaped. It tells you where to put them. And there's a little thing to do here. Put it on the side of the wall there, which I'll do momentarily. But that's basically it. That's the kit. And if you buy the kit, well, obviously you get all this separate parts, yeah. See these little bits of add-ons, and then you got the gatehouse type of thing. You can make a full castle. Well, that's it. That's how it is. Well, this is just the hall part, which is all I need. So what I'll do now is go ahead on that, and job done. Okay guys, and you can leave the doors slightly ajar, yeah, same up there, but there's a battlement to go on there, and the same on there. Put a battlement on there, but it's even slightly weathered, yeah, mossy type. So there you go. Right, I'll go ahead and put these capping stones on, and we'll catch you later. Okay guys, one last look. That's the catalogue, well, instructions. Yeah, it comes in the kit, and this is the building. Okay, and this is just the hall. Remember, you got all the rest of the kit. All the coping stones are on, all the windows are in, even the guards look out. One thing and another. Yes, there's supposed to be a gap there, and when the battlements go on there, you can have that door open. See, I've got a door open there, a door ajar there, door ajar there, and again you can have the rest of the kit. The wall butts up against there. So there you go. Get some Roman soldiers on the top, and Job's a good one. Cheers guys, I hope that wasn't too bad for you.